Good morning, cultists! In our previous episode, we left things off after another round of intense jibber-jabbering, which I guess is to be expected since we've been out for a while. In any case, as much as I'm tempted to speak to Jubilost and get his life story, I did promise you guys adventuring, so that's what we're gonna do. So let's head out, Fabrosi. Please. So I think I actually spoke to Octavia about her life story, so we just need to speak to Ikun and Jubilost, I think. And speaking of which, who do we bring for our next batch of adventuring? It's been a while since we've traveled with Amiri and Canera, so sure. And obviously we'll bring Lindsay and Christian. So I think the people that we may rotate will be Amiri and Canera. Otherwise, these guys will probably be the staple in our group. Yeah, as tempted as I am to get to know Octavia and Regongar a little bit better. Wow, didn't realize how terrible her HP was. But I guess that's to be expected. Then again, Ikun does do a lot of damage. Let me try these guys out first. Or, I mean, retry them out, I guess. And see what we need to adjust to later on. Sure. I also wouldn't mind bringing Jaethal, because she's quite skilled with detecting traps and also not being affected by a lot of traps, I think. No, wait. She does get affected. I forget. Doesn't matter. So I think... What do we need to do? Oh, right. We need to also go to Oleg's trading post to meet with Fredero Sinet. Right. Otherwise, we can maybe help Amiri kill the Hodag. Sure. That's the Tenebrious Depths. Lost child. Right. So we just sat in our barony doing nothing for 2 weeks whilst a child was out and about doing something. Oops. Well, if he wasn't dead then, he might be dead now. So I think the mother said something about telling him to go drown in Candlemere Lake. I'm assuming he's not in the tower area by himself, right? I guess it kind of depends on where he lived and where he went afterwards, if that makes any sense. Or which direction he approached Candlemere Tower from. Lizard Folk Village. A low, muddy hummock protrudes from the middle of the widening river, surrounded by a palisade of outward-facing wooden stakes. Inside, a group of mounds are clustered around a single larger mound. A simple gate on the eastern side of the hummock seems to be the only entrance to the fortified island. Right. Oh. Wait, can I actually visit my villages? Hold on. I want to check something out. So it takes a day and 2 hours. I'm assuming it's just going to be like a window thing that pops up on the screen and we can just sell some shit or whatever, is my guess. Because I don't think we've tried visiting the city up north, Carcosa, right? Yeah. You know what, since I'm not entirely sure where we should go next, I'll just pick a spot and go towards it, I guess. I guess we can rest here. Oh, we can enter it. Oh. How does this work?
Why don't we set up?
Whoa! Wait, this place has its own little area? Oh, that's incredible. Unless they're all just cookie cutter, same, I guess. And also, I think we need to rejig our formation here, guys. Sorry about that. Let me just try to do this quickly. As quickly as humanly possible, that is. So Fabrosi will be behind Valerie. Oh no. It's all janky now. And Amiri will be next to Fabrosi. I know he smells. It's okay, don't worry about it. He's promised to bathe every once in a while. And let's see. Canera on this side and Lindsay on that side. And I think we're good. Though it does tend to change a little bit. That's fine. I'll accept it. Nice! Looking pretty good. And we can enter some house. Can I pilfer this house? I guess not. It's also very dark. What? It's suddenly raining? Oh my god. Fabrosi, what the hell did you do? You summon the rain, you asshole. Shania. Shania. Interesting. There's even a named NPC in this place. So I can't enter what appears to be the headquarters. I mean, it's a pretty small area for sure. But that being said, really fucking cool that we can just enter this place in the first place. Hello, trader. What do you sell? Something good? Butter, camping supplies, eggs, honey, meat, milk, and nuts. Great. I will not be perusing through your wares ever again. Okay, so you're the only NPC here that's named. Or named differently, rather. Shania. A young woman catches your eye. She looks like she has come from far away. She approaches you with a dancing gait and addresses you, speaking in an unfamiliar drawl. May the perfect human protect you! I'm happy to meet you, O worthy one! My name is Shania, but you can simply call me the Tulip, as all the best of my friends do. Ever since the sun rose today, I've had a feeling that I shall take part in a grand encounter, one that shall change our fates forever. And lo, it is so! Praise be the perfect human for this gift he has bestowed upon these eyes that see the future. And so we meet. What's next? Who are you? I need to go. Who are you? I'm a traveler from the impossible kingdoms of Vudra. I was led here by the will of the gods, by my love of amazing adventures, and by the promise of inescapable retribution uttered by my former husband, who has since become a revered sage and a dead man. I never doubted that my path would bring me to a most worthy ruler, one who would help me, and now you stand before me. How do you know I'm the Baron? I guess there's not a lot of blue tieflings around. Alright. Oh, you, a worthy one, can help me find my calling. I am beset by doubt. What if, by choosing the path of a master smith, I'm making a terrible mistake? After all, I, Shania the Tulip, have seen many wonders, the likes of which your humble realm has never heard of, and I wish to recount them, but alas, I cannot write in your language. For this reason, I require a writer, and a worthy one. I've witnessed Master Chokek cover emptiness in tattoos, and a human grew out of them, for these patterns were so intricate and deep that the ink became more important than the flesh. Trust me, for I have woven the tale of these events myself. Perhaps I've been destined to become the muse of a great writer? Oh, if, O worthy one, you find a suitable scribe for me, I shall pay you back handsomely with my wisdom and advice. Lindsay loves stories, you can talk to her, and I think she's our only writer. I'm grateful, O worthy one. I shall relate to you the story of my ancestor, Vu Balak. Let us see if she is nimble enough to write it all down without omitting any of the colorful details. Greet you, O young Lindsay. They say that you are writing a book. That is most fortunate, for I can embellish it with a few stories that I have lived through during my adventures. Once I met a monk from the House of Perfection. He was an ascetic and hadn't eaten for four whole years. Hold on, 4 years? Are you sure he ate absolutely nothing? Maybe it was, well, you know, some sort of moderate fasting. More like a diet. Like when you eat to eat, but only a little bit. No, why would you think that? Breaking his ascesis would have been a shameful weakness. He did not eat at all. The people revered him as a pious and enlightened man, whose spirit was very strong. But I, as soon as I met him, suspected that he might be a liar, so I decided to expose him for what he truly was. Wait a moment. 4 years? But impossible. If I skip breakfast and dinner, my stomach hurts so badly I can't even walk. It's really hard to believe that monk could spend whole 4 years like... Young Lindsay, by paying attention to such unimportant details, you run the risk of missing the heart of the matter. As I was saying, I decided to bring the monk's dishonesty to light. I enlisted the service of a Shaitan, who owed me a favor. This earth genie stood in front of the monk and sang a song, and at that very moment the hermit's face twitched and a stream of stones erupted from his mouth. Imagine this. He'd swallowed rocks to fill up his stomach to save himself the pangs of hunger. He swallowed enough stones to fill his stomach, and lived, and he never had to eat again. As far as I know, it doesn't work like that. Of course, I write down your story, but I doubt I will enjoy as much success. It's just too incredible for our provincial audience. With a guilty smile, Lindsay turns away. Your story is truly incredible. I believe you. Is the second option like sarcastic or what? Let me just remain silent. Perhaps I'm not as good at telling stories as I thought. After all, putting the events of the past into words is not quite the same thing as witnessing them. Perhaps I chose wrongly when I decided to become a muse. Until I can answer this question, I shall remain true to the calling I've always pursued, weaponsmithing. If, in your kindness, you could indulge me once more, and grant me a workshop in these lands, then I swear to you, I shall make for you truly miraculous weapons, the likes of which these lands have never seen. But for now, let me tell you a story that our conversation reminded me of. Okay, sure. This truthful story was divined for me by a woman who had eyes on the palms of her hands. Once upon a time, the sorcerer Maka Abikara decided to become immortal. He started living his life with such purpose and determination that his essence would be imprinted on all of his future incarnations. Maka studied the arts and became a great conqueror. He consumed the flesh of his enemies and the servants to gain their strength. At a feast, Maka once swallowed a whole tiger, and the beast's rage and hunger burned in his veins until, consumed by it, he ate himself. Years went by, and a young prince by the name of Purusav Vagba destroyed Maka's empire, slaying all of his generals. For Purusav was a reincarnation of Maka, bent on restoring the empire to its true glory. Eventually, Purusav was defeated in battle, and his empire died with him, but it was Maka Abikara who spawned the terrible race of Rakshasa, cunning beasts, half human and half animal. Trust me, for I've met these creatures many times. I believe Fabrosi is actually a Rakshasa spawn. I could be wrong. Maka always dreamed of leaving a mark on the world, and he did, but not in the way he had expected. It was not in the battlefield that his name became immortalized, but in bed, surrounded by concubines. Each may be mistaken in choosing their own path, even the wisest of all. Perhaps I'm destined to be your advisor, O most worthy one, or your lover. Ooh, do tell me more. Go now, for I need to be alone to think about my words. Great, that's it? Fantastic. Anything more? Oh. Shania? Wait. Right. Is that based on a decision? Shania is happy to see you, O most worthy one. Rest your legs and listen to my stories. That is, if you've nothing more important to do, such as assisting me in a delicate situation. She gives me a sly wink. What sort of help do you need? The Vudrani proffers a small scroll. This was written by my father. It was meant for a family that has lived for centuries near the throne, near the home of my relatives in Absalom. Life has scattered us all across Galarian, but we never gave up hope of reuniting with those we once knew so well. My father asked me to pass this letter to a member of this fine family should I ever happen to stumble across one. As I have recently discovered, one of them lives nearby. The noble Hasuf trades in your capital. Oh, I know that guy. I confess, I'm too nervous to meet him. I fear my anxiety will cause me to behave inappropriately and suck his dick. I may disgrace myself for it. Would you assist me in fulfilling my duty and deliver this letter? I do not believe that my heart can be at peace until this letter is delivered. One cannot be a master when beset by such distraction. Sure, can I know more about you? I'm flattered. Where should I begin? Oh no, this isn't going to end in a very long story time, is it? How did you end up here? Oh no, what have I done? Have you heard of Rudra Kavala? High in the Vudrani Mountains lies the Adharm Monastery. Its monks are pious and devout. Their duty is to feed a dead man whose green-skinned body floats over a black metal altar as he meditates. What? Are they worshipping an orc? Back when Rudra Kavala was alive, he was the vilest of the Rakshasa. Oh, I see. However, one day he stepped upon a riverbank and became a seeker of truth, and thus he stood for 1,000 years, unmoved. Okay. A massive ant hive grew around him, but this did not concern Rudra Kavala. This world that she comes from seems to be like an analog of maybe Indian culture? 1,000 years passed, and Diomazul, the god of war, came to visit him and offered Rudra Kavala any reward, for he'd shown great merit. The Rakshasa demanded all. I think Rakshasa actually might be. Is it Arabian or is it an Indian mythological creature? I forget, but I think it's based off something that like a mythology that exists in real life. The Rakshasa demanded all 8 of the god's swords. Upon receiving them, he chased Diomazul into a dungeon and, content with himself, sat down to rest. Soon the other gods realized that war has left them, or it was much more difficult to resolve conflict and maintain order. And so they began to seek the missing god. To be precise, they found a young hero and tasked him with finding and rescuing Umazul. But he was terrified by the sight of the mighty three-headed Rakshasa. While one head was reading Misravrit Brahmodia, the second was puffing on a hookah while the third was sipping wine. The hero didn't stand a chance in battle, but the Rakshasa's bride fell in love with the hero. It is she that stands before you today. What? I put Ruda Kavala to sleep with fragrant incense while my prince took one of his swords and severed all three of the Rakshasa's heads. I hid the heads in secret places where my groom could not find them. The memory of my treachery remains in one of his heads. I hope that it will never find its way back to his shoulders, but I best stay far away as possible. In case that ever happens. So I prayed to the gods, and trusting in them, I jumped over the ocean, landing in Varesia. From there, my feet carried me here. It seems to me that there are quite a few exaggerations in your stories. Oh, they often say, oh no, why does she keep talking? Fucking hell, are you kidding me? Come on, I want to fucking adventure! Oh, they often say that about the Vudrani. Know then that the gods have given me such lessons in humbleness that it was quite against my nature to lie and spread falsehood. Have you ever been to Nizwan? It's the capital of the island of Jalmere, the city of 1,000 rooftops, above which flutters 1,000 silk banners. Not water, but the finest wines flow from their magnificent jade fountains. There isn't a city more beautiful in this world, but Nizwan's greatest jewel is its house of perfection, monasteries wherein world's finest warriors train. Okay, I have to listen to more. Once the monastery of the unblinking flame became jealous with the monastery of the unfolding wind, was known as the house of the greatest masters. Many turned down the invitations of the unblinking flame in order to join their white-robed rivals. I'm not paying attention to any of this. I'm sorry. My brain has just shut off immediately. The monastery of the unblinking flame swore to make them pay for the insult. In the streets, the markets, and the palaces, the red-clad monks would insult the white ones, provoking them to bloody duels. You know what? That actually sounds pretty cool, watching monks duke it out. Yeah, pretty fantastic stuff. Nizwan shook as if from an earthquake. Trust me, for I witnessed it myself. In that life, I was an arrogant master of the unblinking flame, and my pride demanded war. I knew that my days were numbered, and desired nothing but to see the unblinking flame triumph. In my arrogance, I could not see how much suffering I brought to the people. Those who were struck by a monk's fist fell and did not rise again, and those who were touched by a priest's finger were permanently crippled in body and mind. We fought with honor, seeking to demonstrate our mastery, not murder our enemy, while the townsfolk died by the thousands, and we did not care. Our students, however, secretly arranged the tournament of Unseen Mercy, which took place on a bridge over an abyss. They fought, and it was agreed that the losers would be shown no mercy, and their bodies would be thrown down into the abyss. By dawn, the bridge was completely empty, and it was then that we, the masters, saw how arrogance had weakened our houses and deprived us of our future. The ambitions of the past were all that remained. It was a bitter lesson, and it was then that I swore in all my incarnations to always be humble and straightforward. I've since kept my promise, no matter how strongly I may wish to embellish my story. I'm sorry, I'm committed. I have to finish this. At times you are insolent towards me. Weird thing to say. The Vudrani stares at you in surprise. Insolent? I'm a Raja, same as you. We are equals by caste. True, I hold no power, but what does that change? The sage Ulvantha told me a story. Once, he was a groom to the moon herself, but he angered her with his rapturous nature, and was expelled from the plane of nirvana. Oh no, please stop. Oh, I have to listen. To ensure that he never again falls victim to his ill nature, he carries with him the skull of his mortal enemy and consults it on all occasions. Trust me, for I myself have heard the words of the skull's wisdom. Is he Mort from the hit video game Planescape Torment, which, I gotta say, while has a lot of fucking talking, has always kept me engaged. Not to say that this isn't interesting, but I don't know. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Let's just get through it. Once this wise man, Ulvantha, was heading north. However, his path was blocked by the local Raja's army. who was waging war against his neighbor. The soldiers were ordered not to let anyone pass. This infuriated Ulvantha. But following the skull's advice, he did not kill them on the spot. After all, the soldiers acted honorably, neither buckling to his wrath nor flinching in their duty. Instead, the wise man took some rice from his bag and boiled it, making an army of rice soldiers. The rice soldiers then tore the Raja's men apart, while Ulvantha... I thought you said he did not kill them on the spot. I mean, what the... Okay, so he killed them later? What's the difference? While Ulvantha visited the Raja's capital, he then overthrew the Raja and placed a dead whore on the throne, as a reminder that power is as fleeting as life. So do not hurry to think that your position of power might give you a strength that I do not possess. Only noble behavior and enlightenment truly matter. Let's do this another time. Oh no. There's more. Tell me of Vudra. Of the Kingdom of 1,000 Wonders? Where should I begin? Oh, fuck. Tell me of your homeland. No! Why? Ah. Shania's eyes glisten and her movements become so smooth as if she's beginning to dance. It takes her a moment to stop herself. I could have been talking to Jubilost! Vudra is a land of wonders never seen in your realm, as witnessed by the 10,000s of lands of misery, as recorded by the wise from the words of the goddess. Vudra is 50,000 years old. That means that it is far older than the rest of the world, which grew up around Vudra to become its outer mantle, like shells and weeds grow upon the bottom of a ship. It is the land of genii, monks, and wondrous beasts, and gods, of course. Vudra is home to thousands of gods, while in other lands they worship mere dozens. The perfect human is the head of the pantheon. He's called Ian, the master of masters. Among the gods, he is as a Maharaja, ruling Vudra and all of its Mahajanpadas, or kingdoms as you call them. Each kingdom has its own Raja. The wealth and glory of even the feeblest among them is such that it would make even the wealthiest of your rulers rage and envy. Trust me, for I was once a Rani myself. Yeah, I'm sure you were. You've talked about the treasures of your homeland. How would one go about trying to find them? Why? What's the purpose of this character? To just lore dump on me? Oh, a sly smile crosses Vudrani's face. Greed is a dangerous thing. Have you ever heard of the consortium of Aspis? Aspis? A worthy one? It is the union of the greediest merchant of all Cheliacs. The head of the consortium in Vudra learned of an abandoned palace of the Princess Chaya, rumored to be filled with fabulous riches. He hired guards and porters and set out for the palace, and the treasures they found were exceeded their wildest expectations. I can't see, I've lost the ability to read. But their robbery had not gone unnoticed. They had awakened an evil spirit that sped towards them, taking the form of a white cobra. The Aspis realized that they would pay dearly for their greed and ran as fast as they could. The foolish Vudrani who had helped them ran as well. They built ships and fled their homes. Many turned to piracy, and you can find them still in the protectorate of the Black Marquis, now known as the Mandagara League. Woe is the fate of thieves and outcasts. Others settled in Kaer Marga and Varisia. It was they who took the pyramid box from the palace and hid it from the consortium. This box is covered in the finest oils and carried by dead men, and inside the box lives the child goddess. Trust me, for the child goddess spoke to me once and foretold that you and I were destined to meet. The Vudrani hope that the deity's protection will save them, but it is this box that the evil spirit seeks. It has since transformed into a demonic ship, and it comes into ports by night. Sailors who look like crocodiles search the towns, so they got some Croxigor, I guess, and the ship is gone by dawn. There'll come a day when the ship finds Kaer Maga's port, and the Vudrani will pay dearly for their greed. Vudra knows how to protect its treasures, and it is best not to seek them, O worthy one. You were a ruler? Yes, I'm of the Raja caste, although I've lost all my lands. Shania speaks in a sing-song manner, as if she were reading a ballad or verse. I once disturbed an ancient city of the dead, one that lay hidden deep in the jungle. A great evil returned with me to my kingdom. The macaques of Sikari, disease and rabbit, swarmed the land. So, in other words, they were the Norwegian blue. Fantastic, pushing up the daisies. They rolled like an enormous wave, engulfing and destroying everything in their path. They called this horde the Crimson Wind. My warriors went forth boldly, but were overrun. The walls of my palace steadily absorbed their attack, but in the end they turned to dust. I was preparing to die, but the Red Wind suddenly fled in terror, banished by a strange traveler. He was a Vanara, half man and half monkey, and he wore the orange robe of a priest. I wished to thank him, but he had little interest in my treasures. He offered me to play the wise man's game of barony, and if he won, that I would have to give him my throne. I agreed, for how could I say no to my savior? He easily outwitted me, hiding 4 pieces up his sleeve, while I only managed to brush one off the table and stash another one in my pocket. I ordered my guards to seize the Vanara and put him in chains, as I had no wish to give up my throne, but by dawn the monk had fled his prison. He used his tongue to lick a hole in his manacles. Nice. I knew then that the monk was Ragdia, the monkey god, a sage, a petty thief, and the lover of 100 brides. Trust me, for I've met many gods, and I know of what I speak. I gave Ragdia my throne along with my apologies and set it to wander. Let's talk of your homeland. Never! I'm gonna regret this, I know, but I have to do it. I'm sorry. Do you enjoy living in my lands? This is a wondrous land. You have such strange cuisine and kobolds? Incredible creatures. We do not have them in Vudra. See, kobolds are amazing. And those insolent creatures, squirrels. I have never seen such fierce creatures. They can be pretty fierce. But this land lacks order. The gods granted Vudra castes. You have none here, and that is why there is no order. For when you meet a member of the lowest caste, you know that they only barely deserve to be born human. In their previous lives, they were animals, maybe even a little vile thing like kobolds. What? You mean noble beasts, who are lower than even the lowest of beggars. Trust me, for I have more than once faced their wicked nature. Whereas when you encounter a member of the highest higher caste, be he a Pada Prajna warrior or a Raja as you and I, that signifies that our past lives were pious and noble. Have you met Fabrosi? He's an utter degenerate. His entire... every single incarnation of him is an utter degenerate. Oh, good grief. Whereas when you meet... pious and noble, that our words were strong and true. It is that understanding that these lands lack. Oh! Thank God! I'll be going now. Are you sure there's... Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Oh. I need to take a dump. What? We have a quest? Oh, right, to Hasuf. Thank God Hasuf doesn't talk as much. Although, I seem to recall him being somewhat wordy too, so... Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just... I didn't want to leave it unfinished, just in case it was something interesting. Oh, and I forgot to rest. Okay. So we still need to find the Swamp Bouquet. Right, so I'm thinking maybe we'll start heading towards the Hodag Lair? Or maybe we'll explore the Lizard Folk Village. You know what? Let's check out, maybe Candlemere Village. No, let's head towards the Hodag Lair. We can do some exploring while we're heading in that direction anyways. Sure, so we need to go this way. How about we actually try going through this area here? Yeah, I get that we're all fatigued. Uh-oh, shit. Is this going to be a Royal Rumble? Because this could be problematic.
We should gather our strength.
Apparently there's a guard saying, "All clear, Your Grace?"
Step, step, step.
What's happening? Roll.
Hey, look there, everyone. I know that Borba, that's mighty and strong one, came to trouble, killed many trolls. We had to run. This Borba killed King Hargulka, easily, like smashing a hair. Strong Borba, scary like fire. One for your life.
Oh yes! Finally, a tussle.
Serves you right.
Right, Fabrosi, Time to sweep the leg. No, don't let them escape, please. Stay. Hold one. Oh, you bitch mothers. Fabrosi, sweep the leg. Sweep it. Oh, it's a toggle thing. No! Are you kidding me? We had one chance for a Royal Rumble in this episode and we fucking blew it.
Time becomes distance.
What the fuck? Unbelievable. Alright, can I at least get some good loot? Or anything special? Like, I don't know, a hollow stump with some goods? No? Oh man. What a letdown. Son of a bitch. Oh, that was unfortunate. Very unfortunate. It's like the game knew that I wanted to have a Royal Rumble. At least one Royal Rumble in this episode. To offset the massive amount of jibber jabber. But no, I've been denied my pleasure. Unbelievable. Alright, well, let's end the episode off here for now. We'll come back tomorrow, start heading, or continue heading towards the Hodag Lair, and maybe do some more exploring. But we may need to just explore the Candlemere Tower or something. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, so for now, thanks for watching and have a good breakfast.